Chuck the Freeze in the house. God is great. First with Chuck. Second, God is great. There we go. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, got it. Titus. Chuck showed up first in my stream. But that's okay. You're both here already. Bernie H is in the house. How you doing there, Bernie? Thanks for popping into the stream here. Appreciate you, brother. Right, let me get that right up there. Get that little advertisement in. Get our little sheet ready here to log in the early birds. To log in the early birds with their early bird entry. Okay, I do have everybody in from yesterday, so we're starting afresh with a new row. And just to give you guys a heads up, God is great and Guru were the only two that chose Japan. And as everybody knows, Japan won first. Am I late? Nope, you are on time there, Dragon Fan. You are on time. I will end the 2-minute warning at 2:02. I went on about 2 minutes early. Just doing that this week to catch up on being not on my live streams last year. So in case you're wondering, that's what's taking place. Let me get this refreshed. Let me get this stream refreshed. And as you can see in the title, which I can't see right now because my computer's not refreshed yet. Kevin's Models and More's in the house. Kevin made it in the 2-minute warning. How you doing there, Kevin? Thanks for popping in the stream here. Chuck Dupree, Kevin's here. Hello, everyone. Bernie H, God is great. Chuck Dupree, Dragon Fan Tim. Chuck Dupree, Bernie H. Chuck, God is great. God is great. Bernie H, I'm just calling up the chat from when we first started. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. We are doing well. And why is that opened up? I need to close that so it opens up some resources here. There we go. We've got my YouTube loading up on that computer and my YouTube loading up on this computer. There we go, that one's loading. Are you ready for some football? Pro Football Hall of Fame. Today we're doing last week's 2008 class and this week's 2009 class. Double. Yeah, you think we're doing double? We're doing double duty this week from last week not being live. So we've got 5 people watching. 5 people watching. As soon as my computer loads up here, I'll see how many thumbs up we've got so far. Okay, why is this not loading yet? Trying to get it loaded up. Looks like we have 1. I see 2 thumbs up so far. Don't forget the thummies up, thummies up. Center Hill Cards is in the house. Made it in right on the 2:02 cutoff, so we're going to have a bunch of early birds here. A bunch of early birds. Anybody catch the World Baseball Classic tournament? I caught as many games as I could. Today is National Donald Day. Always takes place on every March 22nd. This day is dedicated to everyone named Donald. It's time to show your appreciation to every Donald you know. Does that mean me and Donald Duck both? Donald, read my question from earlier. Chuck. Let me see. Donald, look at my question up higher. I'm getting there, Chuck. Hey, Bernie. Chuck Dupree, Donald, did you make a new Facebook page I got a request for it. No, I did not. A lot of people are doing that, so what I do when I see somebody send in a request from a Facebook page, I look at the profile, and if it usually has one or two pictures on it and nothing else, somebody's creating a ghost account. So yes, do not friend that ghost account. I've had a couple of friends tell me about that, but do not. So whenever you do, if you do use Facebook, make sure you check out the profile. It will allow you to look at the profile of that person requesting to see your information. They're trying to scam and get you on their friend list. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. It has you and your wife as the picture. Yeah, I know. They copy. You know, you can copy anybody's picture from their Facebook page. That's the falsity of copying something from somebody's Facebook page and creating a new one. But I did change our photos, but I do that frequently just to switch things around sometimes. But yes, I did not create a new one, so do not accept the friend request from that person. Donald being of Scottish origin. Scottish? I'm Irish and Swedish. Oh wait, Swedish and Norwegian on my dad's side of the family, and I'm Irish and French on my mom's side of the family. My mom's side of the family's surname is Fonce, F-A-U-N-C-E. But Blomdahl is translated from Sweden as flowers blooming in the valley. That's what my last name means. But let me go back up here to 202, and we will get everybody that popped in the stream here. Let me do this real quick. So on our 202, we have a Bernie H. Let me get our early bird entries in here. We got a Bernie H for one. We've got a Center Hill Cards for one. And let me turn off the closed captioning so I can see how many thumbs up we've got. We're up to 8 thummies up. 8 thummies up. God is Great gets an early bird entry. And then right after a roll call for the 2-minute early birds, we'll get into our baseball game. See what extra entries you'll get. Dragon Fan Tim and Big Ray's here. Dragon Fan Tim, Big Ray. See how many people are eligible for the early bird baseball game. Center Hill Cards I got, right? Yep. God is Great. Kevin's Models and More was in here in the 2-minute warning. Chuck Dupree was in here for the 2-minute warning. Chuck Dupree got Bernie H. I got Bernie H, right? Yeah. Dragon Fan, Chuck, Bernie H. I think I've got everybody now. So we are good to go. I reported it as a scam page. Oh, thanks. I didn't even know you could do that. But that's nice. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Kevin, did you know that a new Left Behind movie was made? I just found it at Walmart today. Oh, wow. A new Left Behind movie. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me list these off, and if you were here by the 202's timestamp, these are the ones that I've got logged in. Big Ray's Ball Cards, Bernie H, Center Hill Cards, Chuck Dupree, Dragon Fan Tim, God is Great, and Kevin's Models and More. Did I miss anyone else in the chat? Let me know real quick, and if not... Oh, did you ask a question too, Kevin? Hold on a second. I'll scroll up and get it. When I made my prediction yesterday for who I thought would win the last game, I misspelled Japan. I think I accidentally spelled it USA. Do I get credit even with a typo? I don't know. If it would have said like JAPUSA, I'd maybe consider it. I think I accidentally spelled it USA. Do I get credit even with the typo? That's a cute one, Kevin. That's a cute one. Check the pre-sports cards on IMDb. They gave it a 2.5 out of 10. What was that? How to respond to your question. Is that the question you were talking about? The ending of the game was epic with yeah, it was, with Ohtani pitching to Trout. I was thinking worst case scenario, Ohtani might walk Trout, but that was epic that he struck him out. It's on our short list of next purchases. Same thing at Walmart last night. Laugh out loud. I was over in the paint department and Ramona saw it in the DVDs and came and showed it to me. It's on our short list of next purchases. Oh, there we go. Is it just another Left Behind or a newer version of the Left Behind? Or after I watch it, I'll let you know what I think. Hey, that's good, Chuck. Yeah, give us a little review after you watch it. And then I would be very interested in probably getting that one too. Okay, so we'll take off my advertisement screen here for my new Patreon tiers. Okay, can't see the whole thing here, but that is the whole one there. Okay, these new tiers are repack boxes of your favorite PC team or teams, limit of 2 teams per Patreon. So like if somebody like Kevin wanted to get a monthly Carefield box, of course it's not necessary, but you could choose up to 2 teams like the San Diego Padres and the Arizona Diamondbacks. The same holds true with the Blaster Box, the Mega Box. A Monster Box contains 1 of each of the 3. Someone put a stat about Trout has only had a 3-swing strikeout only a handful of times in his career. I don't think it was a 3-swing strikeout, from what I remember last night. I had no good answer. He's a good player. They come to Seattle a lot, and they whip on our Seattle Mariners, that's for sure. And Trout always does damages. He always goes deep. Ohtani was throwing crazy heat last night. Yay. Trout swung at all 3 strikes. Oh, okay. Alright. So, boom. That is what my new Patreon tiers look like. So I'll put that. I just put this advertisement up at the beginning of each stream. Now we will go in and see. Everybody gets two shots at the baseball game. So we're going to start and go down the list. Big Ray's first. Big Ray is first, and he gets 2 shots. He gets a 600 for 6 entries. And a single for 3. 6 and 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So, Big Ray's ball cards, you got 10 entries. Okay. So, let me clear these 2 out. And go with Bernie H is next with his 2 shots. Bernie H is next with his 2 shots. He got a strike, which counts as an out, so there's no entry on that one. Remember, the foul balls, the strikes, and 2 outs on the bottom is the only way you don't get an entry. Okay? And then our second and final, he got a hit for 1, so that gives him 2. 2 for Bernie H. Put the plus here. Okay. Next we got up the bat is Center Hill Cards. Center Hill Cards. Center Hill Cards gets 2 shots. And our first shot for Center Hill is a foul ball. That's an out. Foul ball and the strike and the 2 outs again is no entry. Second shot for Center Hill. Up, gets a rebound. No additional. No additional for Center Hill. Remember, you still got chance on the trivia and another chance at getting an extra 1 at the end here. Alright, we're going to reload this machine for the next 3 players. Alright, we are going to go for the next round, and hit is for Chuck Dupree. Here you go, Chuck. Here's your 2 shots. You got the 500 on the bottom here for 5 entries so far. And a triple for 2. So he got 5, 6, 7 plus 1 makes 8. It's 8 total entries for today. Next we got up to bat is Dragon Fan Tim. Alright, Dragon Fan Tim up with his 2 shots. Get this show on the road so we can get into our Hall of Fame. And I'll tell you what's on score for next. Actually, no, we'll go to the trivia next before we get into the Hall of Fame. And then after that, we'll get into the box opening. The Topps Heritage, and there might be something else. We'll see. We're getting close to my next level for an extra doubleheader box today. Alright, he got a 40 points for 4 entries. And the next shot for Dragon Fan, that's foul ball for an out. So boom, you get 4. You get 4 for that 40. So 4 plus 1 is 5. That's 5 plus whatever you get later, if you're still here. God is great. So we got 1 more round here, and then we'll reload for Kevin, who will be last for today in the game. So next is God is Great. God is Great is next with his shot. He got a triple for 2. Oops, that's okay. Got a triple for 2, and 2 plus 6 is 8 for a total of 9. For the start of this live, 9 entries. Okay, we'll reload everything now. Okay, load up the board, and Kevin is last for this round. I hope that those purchases are a sign that his shop is doing well. Oh yeah, I saw he pulled that black gold J-Rod card. That was pretty nice. That was sweet. Oh, you can't see. Oh, you can't see the bottom of the board. Okay, I'll move that out of the way for now. There we go. Now you can pretty much see these are the top uppermost ones. So I'll just move that up there. Now you can see the bottom of the board. Sorry about that. Kevin's ready for his 2 rounds. I kind of hold this here so it keeps it in place. I have to have something to mount it on, I think. Kevin got a single for 300, which is 3 entries. And his second shot, he got a 5. 5 and 3 makes 8. Plus the one we started with, that gives you a total of 9 there, Kevin. You get 9 entries for this month's giveaway. And that finishes off our round there. And just to give you an update here, let me put the baseball game away until tomorrow. That's our only round with the baseball game. And you can see here by my March giveaway, the spots here for whoever wins those spots. We are up to 10 on the wheel at 500. We're actually at we give you a drum roll for actually where we're at. We're just over 500, I believe. Just barely tipped over 500. Give me a second. As soon as the wheel of names loads up here, I'll be able to give you the exact total. Before we get into, are you ready for some football? Are you ready for some football? We're at 501 entries, so we're at the 10 giveaway items. 10 giveaway items. Okay? And usually lately what I've been doing is I try and give you an item that's in your PC. We'll write your name in here when we win, and then I'll ask you what your team is if I don't already know. For a lot of my regulars, I know the team or teams that you collect, so that's what your giveaway item will be. Okay? So that's where we stand right there for now. For today, the 22nd. Now, let me put this back here. Put this right here. That'll be at the end. Okay. I think I'm already zoomed in, so we'll be good to go for that. That's for sure. You know what? I see this thing's a little bit crooked. Let me see if I can. Okay. I think we can do it right there. Alright. So, yeah, let me put this down here so you can kind of see this. So this is our blaster box we're going to open up. Yeah, I can do it this way, can't I? If I do it this way, I think you guys can see that better. I'll just put this here. This is so you know who I got it from. I got this from Card Deal. It was a giveaway that I won on February 20th, 2023. Been waiting to open this up. Got this from Diamond Princess. Diamond Princess is a good channel to go to. She does good breaks and reasonable prices. She takes, like when she opens up, she'll sell blaster boxes, but when she opens up, say, a hobby box or a retail box, whatever she paid for that box, she'll divide it by the number of packs, and that's how much you'll pay per pack of card if you want to buy the cards by the pack. Ethan Shop is just over 3 hours from me, according to Google. Oh, there you go. So one of these days, you could probably drive to Ethan Shop there. Diamond Princess is going to be live tonight, by the way. Thanks, Center Hill Cards. Yeah, I know she always goes live on Wednesdays, but I have Wednesday night church service, so it makes me hard to make it to her stream on Wednesdays. I can usually make her weekend or Friday and or Saturday streams. So other than that, we're going to get into our content at hand now, which is, are you ready for some football? Are you ready for some football? And that's what our content will be for today, a doubleheader for football, class of 2008 and 2009. Of course, we got 6 Hall of Famers for 2008 Hall of Fame, and that's going to be Fred Dean, Darryl Green, Fred Dean, Darryl Green, Art Monk, Emmett Thomas, Andre Tippett, and boy, he's a wild-looking Bluetooth, Gary Zimmerman. Probably has like a tooth protector on him or something. I don't know. Or he just had his teeth colored blue, that's all. Just wanted to get a drink of water there real quick and get into our first 6 players and get into our first 1 of 6 for the class of 2008. Let me go back here so I can keep an eye on the chat. That's not bad, Chuck. Just had a tad further. Just a tad further from it. Yeah, for me too. To go to Ethan's shop in Kentucky, right? Oh boy. Yeah, that would be a little bit of a drive for us, Kevin. That's for sure. Let me do a refresh here. Did I miss anybody's chat earlier? I got 0 from the game. Alright, so get that refreshed and we'll get into Fred Dean first for our first of 6 Hall of Famers for the class of 2008. So it says here for Fred Dean, he's a defensive lineman and a defensive end. Class of 2008, 2 All-Pro selections, 4 Pro Bowls, and 11 seasons in the NFL. He's quoted as saying, "I want to live with myself and soul. I want to be able for myself to know. I want to stand and see the sun and not hate myself for the things I've done. I want to be able, as days go by, to always look myself straight in the eye and feel that I never have to lie to myself." So Fred Dean excelled as an all-Southland Conference linebacker during his collegiate football career at Louisiana Tech. The San Diego Chargers selected him in the 2nd round, 33rd player overall of the 1975 NFL Draft. Dean was moved immediately to the defensive line, where he starred during his entire NFL career. First with the Chargers in 1975-81 and later with the San Francisco 49ers 1981 through 1985. Dean's quick speed and strength made him one of the league's most feared pass rushers during his 141-game career. Although the sack did not become an official NFL statistic until 1982, if numbers tallied by the teams were included with his official sack count, Dean's career sack total would stand near 100. His role as an impact player became apparent very early in his career. As a rookie for the Chargers in 1975, Dean recorded 7 sacks, 93 tackles, 63 solo, and 30 assists for 4 fumble recoveries. With Dean doing his part on the defense and combined with the Chargers' high-flying offense, the team became a strong playoff contender. In 1978, he recorded 15.5 sacks as the Chargers posted a winning record. He followed that season by adding 9 sacks in 1979 and 10.5 in 1980, as San Diego claimed 2 straight AFC Western Division championships. Early in the 1981 season, Dean was shipped to the San Francisco 49ers, where he continued to demonstrate his extraordinary talent. Dean contributed 12 sacks in 11 games for the 49ers en route to the team's first Super Bowl victory. Dean's finest year came 2 seasons later when he led the NFC with career high of 17.5 sacks. Included in that total was a then NFL record 6 sacks in one game. He set the mark during the 49ers' 27-0 shutout of the New Orleans Saints on November 3rd, 1983. In all, Dean played on 5 division winners. He played in 3 NFC Championship games and in 2 of San Francisco's Super Bowl victories. Super Bowl 26, or Super Bowl 16 and 19. Dean earned all-conference honors 4 times, twice with the Chargers and twice with the 49ers. He was also named to 4 Pro Bowls in 1981 through 82 and 1984, and selected All-Pro twice in 1980 and 1981. There you have Fred Dean, our first of 6 Hall of Famers for the class of 2008. That U.S. flag threw me off. Oops, for some reason I thought Chuck said 3 hours. Sorry, Center Hill. That's not bad at all. You could do a day trip. There we go. Leave early in the morning, get there when he opens, and then when he closes shop, you could head home. You could spend the whole day in the shop with Ethan. I will probably go this summer at some point. There we go. All right, let me refresh the chat real quick so I know where I left off. There we go. All right. So on to Darrell Green, our second of 6 for the class of 2008. Looks like he's a defensive back and a, what's a CB? Is that a center back? Defense and center. He had 54 interceptions, 7 Pro Bowls, and 20 seasons. He's quoted as saying, "I was born with a great measure of speed and talent, but I also was born with desire, the desire to go faster every year. I've set it as a personal goal, and by preparing hard and setting my goals higher, I've achieved that." Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Darrell Green, a first-round draft pick, 28th overall by the Washington Redskins in the 1983 NFL Draft. Enjoyed instant success in the NFL as a rookie. He set the tone for things to come when he scored the very first time he touched the football. That touchdown came on a 61-yard punt return in a preseason game against the Atlanta Falcons. Green started all 16 regular games during his rookie campaign and finished 4th on the team tackles with 109. That included a team-leading 79 solo stops. He was runner-up for the Associated Press NFL Rookie of the Year award. Green quickly developed into a premier cornerback in the NFL and maintained his high standard of play through his remarkable 20-season career, with the Redskins. Extremely durable, Green's consistent play was exemplified by his recording of an interception in a record 19 straight seasons. The only year where he did not record a pickoff came during his final season in 2002. In all, Green totaled a club record 54 interceptions for 621 yards and 6 touchdowns. He also added 2 additional touchdowns on interception returns in the postseason. 3 times he recorded a career best of 5 interceptions in a season, 1984, 86, and 91. He registered a career-high 3 interceptions in a game against Detroit Lions on November 15, 1987. Known for his speed, something he never lost even as a player into his 40s. Green also had success as a punt returner. He averaged nearly 12 yards a return as he recorded 51 career returns for 611 yards. In addition, he owns the team record for longest fumble return, a 78-yard touchdown against the Colts in 1993. Green played in 4 NFC Championship games and 3 Super Bowls, including the team's victory in Super Bowls 22 and 26. In the 1987 NFC Championship game, on a pivotal 4th down pass at the goal line late in the game, Green jarred the ball from Minnesota's Darren Nelson to secure the Redskins' 17-10 victory that catapulted the team into Super Bowl 22. Green was named All-Pro in 1986, 87, 90, and 91, and voted to 7 Pro Bowls. He is also a member of the NFL's All-Decade team of the 1990s. So there you have it, our second of 6 Hall of Famers for the class of 2008, Darrell Green. So we approach the halfway mark of 2008. Art Monk is next on the field. Cornerback, not center back. They defend the wide receivers. Okay, thanks, Kevin. Yeah, I know, I always have people give me a hand because I'm not too football. I'm more, I would say probably 95% baseball and only 5% football. Because if you see my Seattle Seahawks collection, it's not very big. To freshen up my throat. Ever since I was in with Corona in the hospital. People say when they hear me talk, they don't hear the raspiness, but I feel it in my throat. That's where I feel it. And so if I don't keep my throat moist, it tends to dry out on me, and then I get a little bit raspy voice in me. Then it don't sound good. And then, of course, I just made it that way now. But Art Monk looks like he is a wide receiver, class of 2008. Receiving yards, 12,721. 940 receptions. 16 seasons in the NFL. And 183 straight games with a reception. I wonder if that's a record. 183 games? How many seasons is that with getting a reception and 183 games without missing a game with a reception? That's pretty good. I enjoy it when the situation gets tough, like when time is running out and we need something. The times I like the most are the times when everything is on the line. So that's quoted by him. So Art Monk, a first-round draft choice of the Washington Redskins in 1980, wasted little time in establishing himself as a premier wide receiver in the National Football League. He was a unanimous all-rookie selection, and his 58 receptions were a Redskins rookie card. 9 times during his 16-season career with the Redskins, the New York Jets, and the Philadelphia Eagles. The former Syracuse star exceeded 50 catches in a season and 5 times gained more than 1,000 receiving yards. He also set the NFL records for most catches in a season. With 106, and most consecutive games with at least one reception, 164. His consecutive games with a reception streak ended to 183 games in 1992 with his 820th career catch. He became the NFL's then all-time leader in receptions. He finished his career with 940 receptions. Monk, a 6'3", 210 pounds, was a prototype for today's bigger, stronger receivers. He got off the line of scrimmage quickly and never hesitated to run patterns across the middle of the field. He was a master of the short pass rule that often deafens defenses unable to adjust, allowing for substantial gains. Art was a major part of the powerful Redskins teams and were dominant during the 1980s. During his 14 seasons with the Redskins, the team won 3 Super Bowls, 17, 22, and 26, and had just 3 losing seasons. It was, however, in 1984 that Monk had his finest season when he caught 8 or more passes in 6 games, had 5 games of 100 yards or more, and in a game against the San Francisco 49ers caught 10 passes for 200 yards. His outstanding play earned him team MVP honors and his first Pro Bowl selection. His season totals of 106 catches for 1,372 yards were career highs. Monk went over the 1,000-yard mark in each of the following 2 seasons, becoming the first Redskins receiver to produce 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. He also became the first Redskin player to catch 70 or more passes in 3 consecutive seasons. Washington coach Joe Gibbs claimed his star receiver was the complete package. He called him the strongest outside receiver he'd ever coached and was quick to point this out his effectiveness at catching passes inside. He's big, he's strong, he's intelligent, he has everything, the Hall of Fame coach remarked. Monk was an All-Pro, All-NFC choice in 1984 and 1985 and was named second-team All-NFC in 1986. He was selected to play in the Pro Bowl following the 1984, 85, and 86 seasons. So there you have it. Art Monk, wide receiver for the Washington. Is that the Senators? I'm trying to remember what the Washington team was named back in. Redskins. Washington Redskins, right? Trying to remember in my gray matter here. So Art Monk. Now on to Emmett Thomas, Hall of Famer number 4 of 6 in the class of 2008. Bingo! I got it right, huh? Oh my word, I'm on a roll. I better quit while I'm ahead. Alright, Emmitt Smith. Looks like a... Kevin said it earlier. Cornerback. Was a defensive back and a cornerback. Emmett Thomas, class of 2008. Interception return yards, 937. 58 interceptions, 673 kickoff return yards, 5 Pro Bowls, and 13 seasons in professional football, the NFL. And he's quoted as saying, "I could get the football. I had great ball skills and speed." Emmett Thomas joined the Kansas City Chiefs as an undrafted free agent from Bishop College in Dallas, Texas in 1966. He excelled for the Chiefs for the next 13 seasons before retiring after the 1978 season as the team's all-time leading interceptor. Thomas picked off 58 passes in his career, which he returned for a team record 937 yards and 5 touchdowns. His interception total ranked 5th all-time in the NFL at the time of his retirement and is still 4th best among true cornerbacks. A 5-time Pro Bowl selection, Thomas intercepted a pass in every season he played except his rookie year. One of the best cornerbacks of his era, he led the American Football League in interceptions in 1969 with 9. In 1974, he added a second interception title when he picked off a team record and a career-high 12 passes, 2 short of the NFL mark. A pair of his interceptions that season went for touchdowns. The first came on a 38-yard score that helped seal an opening day victory over the New York Jets on September 15th. He closed out the season with a 73-yarder in the finale against Minnesota on December 14th. That return was the longest of his career. Born in Angleton, Texas on June 3, 1943, Thomas was a key component of the Chiefs' defense that won AFL titles in 1966 and 1969. He intercepted a pass in each of the Chiefs' playoff victories in the 1969 postseason, including 2 in the AFL title game against the Oakland Raiders and 1 in Kansas City's 23-7 upset win over the Minnesota Vikings in Super Bowl number 4. Thomas, who led the Chiefs in interceptions in 5 seasons, was voted a first or second team All-AFL AFC choice 5 times and a first or second team All-NFL selection 3 times. He was also selected to the Pro Bowl 5 times. Following his 181-game playing career, Thomas began a career in coaching. After 2 seasons in the college ranks, he moved to the NFL in 1981, where he began a long career as an assistant coach with the St. Louis Cardinals, Washington Redskins, Philadelphia Eagles, Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings, and the Atlanta Falcons. In December of 2007, he was named the interim head coach of the Falcons. So there you have it. Emmett Thomas. Our 4th of 6 Hall of Famers in the class of 2008. And next on the field, we have Andre Tippett. Andre Tippett. Matt, a.k.a. Semi-Truck 75. Long time no see, everyone. Thanks for popping into the stream there, Matt. Appreciate your support. Thummies up, thummies up, thummies up for me as we get into Andre Tippett. Andre Tippett, number 5 of 6 in the class of 2008 for the Football Hall of Fame. All right. We're still at 10 thumbs up, halfway to the 20 mark to open up my hobby box of 2023 Topps hobby box. Alright, but before we do get to that, we will do this, possibly something else that's lurking about up here, and we'll see by then if we get up to 20 thumbs up or not. We got 247 here. I don't have a time limit today. There's no pressing baseball game to watch, so we're just gonna have fun in the channel. Oh, and remind me before we do the boxes, I forgot to do the trivia. We'll do the trivia too. I almost forgot. I'm going to scooch this over so we can remember to do the trivia. I'll see it's there, March 22nd, Wednesday. Alright, so again, Andre Tippett is next. Alright, he had 151 career games, 11 seasons in the pro football, NFL, 2 fumble recoveries for touchdowns, 5 Pro Bowls, and 100 sacks in his career. He's quoted as saying, "When it comes to linebackers, I'm the man. I've worked hard, and I believe that right now I'm the top linebacker in the league. This was back in the day, I'm sure. All right, the New England Patriots selected Andre Tippett in the second round of the 1982 NFL Draft. Used primarily on special teams, during his strike-shortened rookie season, Tippett earned a starter's berth beginning in 1983. That year, the 6'3", 240-pound linebacker set the stage for things to come by recording a team-leading 8.5 sacks. The following season, he established a new team record for sacks with 18.5 and earned his first of 5 consecutive invitations to the Pro Bowl in 1985 to 1989. I forgot to check the chat. Long time. We'll see everyone. Welcome, Matt. Andre Tippett was a beast. I have some of his older cards, just not sure what my oldest card is. Awesome. Yeah, I'm not a big football collector. I only collect the Seattle Seahawks. Can you tell? I was a Russell Wilson fan, but I still am. I wish him well in the remainder of his career. I think he could have retired as a Seahawk, but I guess he wanted some more money still. He figured he wasn't done, just like some of these other quarterbacks that play football forever, right? All right. In 1985, the Patriots, for the first time in team history, advanced to the Super Bowl. A major contributing factor to the team's success was Tippett's outstanding defensive play. That year, he led the AFC in sacks with 16.5, second in the NFL, recorded 3 forced fumbles, and recovered 3 fumbles, one of which he returned 25 yards for a touchdown. In 4 postseason games, he recorded 21 tackles and a sack. His outstanding play earned him All-Pro Bowl and AFC Defensive Player of the Year honors, NEAUPI. Tippett was off to another great start in 1986 when during the 9th game he injured his right knee, which required surgery. At the time of his 9.5 sacks was second in the NFL. Determined, he returned to the lineup for the final 2 regular season games and the team's 1 playoff appearance. Even though he missed 5 games, he still earned all AFC and All-Pro second team honors and was named to a 3rd consecutive Pro Bowl. Although the Patriots dropped to 8-7 in 1987, Tippett's play remained at full throttle. His 12.5 sacks were again an AFC best and were second only to the NFC's Reggie White. Injuries slowed the hard-hitting linebacker in 1988, causing him to miss 4 games, and a shoulder injury sidelined him for the entire 1989 season. Although his sack total in 1990 dropped to a 3.5 in 3 games played, he still proved he was a dominant force, turning in several impressive performances, including one against the New York Giants, in which he recorded 10 tackles and a forced fumble. He remained a dominant player with the Patriots right through his final season in 1993. When he retired, his 100 career sacks, 18.5 sacks in a season, and 17 opponents' fumbles recovered were team bests. Tippett, a 5-time All-AFC selection, was named to the NFL's All-Decade Team of the 1980s. So there you go, Andre Tippett, Hall of Famer number 5 in the class of 2008. We're going to finish up the class of 2008 with Gary Zimmerman. Gary Zimmerman. Okay. Just a heads up, all 2023 Donruss will be out May 10th, according to Blowout and Cardboard Connection. Alright, thanks there, Firestarter Breaks. Appreciate that. I'll also have some old Jim Zorn cards, speaking of Seahawks. Oh, and maybe a few rookie cards of Steve Largent. Oh, that is pretty cool there. Center Hill. Let me do my refresh on the chat real quick here. Oh, what are you doing? There we go. That way I know where I left off in the chat with you guys. So, our final for the 2008 Hall of Fame class is Gary Zimmerman. He's on the field next. 169 consecutive starts, 7 Pro Bowls, 12 seasons, and first time first or second team All-Pro 8 times. And he's quoted as saying, "Winning the ring, doing what nobody thought we could do, that's what I'll always remember. That's what you play the game for, the Super Bowl ring." There we go. We've got offensive tackle. Gary Zimmerman is one of just a handful of players to earn the honor of being named to 2 National Football League all-decade teams. His superior play earned him a spot in the NFL's 1980s all-decade team, even though he played just 4 seasons during the decade. Following the 1999 season, he was named to the 1990s all-decade team as well. Originally selected by the New York Giants, in the first round of the 1984 supplemental draft, Zimmerman's signing rights were traded to the Minnesota Vikings for 2 second-round picks in 1986 draft. Also drafted by the Los Angeles Express of the failed United States Football League, Zimmerman spent 2 seasons with the Express before reporting to the Vikings in 1986. Gary was later acquired by the Denver Broncos in a trade with Minnesota prior to the last preseason game of the 1993 season. After joining the Vikings in 1986, Zimmerman began a streak of 169 consecutive starts that lasted until 1996, when late-season shoulder surgery sidelined him. Along the way, he earned first or second-team All-Pro honors 8 times. During the same period, he was selected to play in 7 Pro Bowls. In Minnesota, Zimmerman anchored an offensive line that helped the Vikings lead the NFC in rushing in 1991. In Denver, with Zimmerman blocking, the Broncos recorded their most successful offensive output in franchise history. The Broncos led the AFC in total combined yards in 1995 and led the NFL in that category in 1996 and 1997. The team also led the NFL in rushing in 1996. Zimmerman was equally adept at pass blocking, as evidenced by the fact that Minnesota and Denver quarterbacks led their conference in passing in 1986, 88, 93, and 96. Although Zimmerman managed to play in 169 consecutive games and a total of 184 games during his career, he was no stranger to injury and pain. In 1996, the durable lineman played with severe pain in both shoulders. His consecutive game streak reluctantly came to a halt when late-season surgery on one of his injured shoulders forced him to the sidelines. Zimmerman's ability to preserve and his desire to play earned him the respect and admiration of teammates and opponents alike. Even though he missed the final 2 games of the 1996 season, he was still selected to play in the Pro Bowl and was first joined and voted first team All-Pro honors. So there you go, our final Hall of Famer in the class of 2008, Gary Zimmerman. Now on to our second half of Are You Ready for Some Football? I'm going to move to the class of 2009, which also includes 6 players. And in this class, oops, no. There we go. We have Bob Hayes, Randall McDaniel, Bruce Smith, Derek Thomas, Ralph Wilson Jr., looks like he was probably an executive or a coach, and Rod Woodson in the class of 2009. Okay. John Firestarter breaks. Chuck Firestarter breaks. There we go. Okay. Do a refresh here. Know where we left off. So we've got 6 more before we start opening up some cards and try and find some fire. Alright. Let me get a sip of water here as we dive into these next 6 Hall of Famers for the class of 2009. Okay, first on the field is Bob Hayes. All right. Bob Hayes, wide receiver, class of 2009, All-Pro selections 3, 7,414 receiving yards, 11 seasons in the NFL, and 76 total touchdowns. He's quoted as saying, "Catching a game-winning touchdown is more of a thrill than winning gold medals. You play football for your team, not for yourself." When Bob Hayes arrived on the pro football scene in 1965, he had already earned athletic stardom, having won a pair of gold medals in the 1964 Olympic Games in Tokyo. His medal-winning performance in the 100 meters competition earned him the title World's Fastest Human. But for the Dallas Cowboys, the team that drafted him in the 7th round of the 1964 NFL draft, the question lingered, could a trackman succeed in a contact sport like football? The answer came quickly as the rookie's 46 receptions for the 1,003 yards led all Cowboys receivers. Hayes demonstrated time and again that he possessed tremendous football skills and instincts that helped him to develop into a terrific NFL wide receiver. Still, his world-class speed was a major factor in his and the Cowboys' offensive successes. Bullet Bob terrorized defensive backs and demanded the kind of deep double coverage rarely seen in all NFL at that time. It is often said that the bump and run defense was developed in an attempt to slow down the former Florida A&M running back. "I know one thing, and I play with him," commented Hall of Fame tight end Mike Ditka. "He changed the game. He made defenses and defensive coordinators work hard to figure out what you had to do to stop him." Hall of Fame quarterback Roger Staubach knew first the value of the speedy receiver. "He can explode and make things happen," he offered. "As long as Bobby is in the lineup, the other team has to make adjustments it doesn't normally make." St. Louis Cardinals Hall of Fame safety Larry Wilson played against Hayes on a number of occasions. He observed that the difference between Hayes and the other trackmen turned football was that he had the ability to use his speed in a football sense. rather than just trying to run as fast as he could. He had several speeds, all of them fast. Explained Wilson, but defensive backs had to figure out which one he was using and which one he was going to use. 4 times Hayes was named first or second team All-NFL. 3 times he held the Cowboys in receptions, including back-to-back titles in 1965 and 66, when he caught a total of 110 passes for more than 200 yards and touchdowns. For his 11-year career, Hayes accumulated 7,414 yards and 71 touchdowns. His 71 career touchdown receptions remain a Cowboys club record. So there you go, Bob Hayes, our first of 6 Hall of Famers for the class of 2009. Next we have up on the field, Randy McDaniel. Randall McDaniel. Next up on the field, class of 2009, consecutive All-Pro selections 9, 202 consecutive starts, 14 seasons, 12 straight Pro Bowls. He's quoted as saying, "I'm just a big kid out there playing this kid's game. We all are grown men playing a kid's game. It's funny, but it gives you a lot. The contact, the competition, the people you meet, the travel. I love the travel. I've been places I never could have seen without football. I just love the game." Okay. Let's see. This is like... Sorry. It's bugging me is what it's doing. There we go. Now it's not flying up in the air like it's flying away on me. The Minnesota Vikings used their first round selection, 19th overall, in the 1988 NFL Draft on guard Randall McDaniel, an All-America and 4-year starter from Arizona State. McDaniel, who immediately earned a starting role with the Vikings, played in all 16 games in his rookie season, 15 as a starter. His efforts were recognized that year as he was selected to several all-rookie teams and named a second-team All-NFC pick. McDaniel continued to excel the following season as he embarked on a streak of 202 consecutive starts that continued through the end of his career. He also earned the first of 12 straight Pro Bowl berths. In 1994, McDaniel was the leader of a rock-solid offensive line that held opponents to just 1 sack every 22.7 pass attempts, the second best ratio in team history. In 1966, coaches felt he was so talented that he could be used in ways other than just blocking. In a late season game against the Arizona Cardinals, McDaniel had 2 goal line carriers. Then, coaches felt he was so talented that he could be used in ways other than just blocking. In a late season game against the Arizona Cardinals, McDaniel had 2 goal line carries. Then, in the Pro Bowl a couple months later, he caught a touchdown pass, becoming the first guard in AFC-NFC Pro Bowl history to accomplish such a feat. In 1988 season was highlighted by the high-scoring attack of the Vikings offense that scored a then record 556 points. showing his skill at both pass and run blocking. McDaniel allowed only 1.5 sacks all season while clearing run lanes for Minnesota running backs to average 5.4 yards per carry on his side of the line. After earning 9 straight first-team All-Pro selections in 1990 through 1998 and starting 13 consecutive playoff games for the Vikings, McDaniel joined the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for 2 final seasons, 2000 and 2001, before retiring from the NFL. Hey. Adding to an already talented offense, McDaniel in his first season with the Bucs helped pave the way for a team that rushed for 2,066 yards that included a team single-game record of 250 yards rushing against the Dallas Cowboys. For his efforts, McDaniel was named to his final Pro Bowl. In all, McDaniel blocked for 6 different 1,000-yard rushers and 5 3,000-yard passers during his season career. Regarded as one of the finest linemen in NFL history, McDaniel was named to the NFL's All-Decade Team of the 1990s. So there you have it, our second Hall of Famer for 2009, Randall McDaniel. Next we've got up on the field is Bruce Smith. Bruce Smith, defensive lineman and defensive end, class of 2009. He had 9 All-Pro seasons in the NFL, 11 Pro Bowls, 200 sacks, 19 seasons, and season of 10 or more sacks, 13. And he's quoted as saying, "I'm afraid of not playing well. If I'm not at the top of my game each week, I will get my butt kicked by someone trying to make a name for himself, and I won't let that happen." Okay. So Bruce Smith was a dominant player during his 19 playing seasons with the Buffalo Bills from 1985 to 1999 and the Washington Redskins 2000 to 2003. His speed and strength made him one of the most feared defensive ends in the modern game. Teams routinely double, if not triple teamed, the former Outland Trophy winner and Virginia All-Tech America. Bruce Smith was the second best defensive end ever, only behind Randy Smith. Howdy everyone, Guru's in the house. How you doing there, Guru? And Wahoo the Turtle. Howdy everyone. Chuck saying hello there. Or Chuck is saying hello to Guru, and Guru's saying hello to Chuck. So let's continue on here now. So the first player selected in the 1985 NFL Draft, Smith quickly established himself as a starter on the Bills' defensive line. Uncle Donald, hey Bipster, how you feeling? Think he's on the mend, that's what he told me yesterday. Named the AFC Defensive Rookie of the Year by the NFL Players Association. He went on to be named the NFL Defensive Player of the Year in 1990 and 1996, and the AFC Defensive Player of the Year in 1987, 88, 90, and 96. He also earned first-time All-Pro honors 9 times and was selected to play in 11 Pro Bowls. Although Smith's lightning quickness made him a devastating outside pass rusher, he was also devastatingly strong. He is so strong, proclaimed Hall of Famer quarterback Warren Moon, that he can bulldoze over you. A key member of the Bills teams that won 6 AFC Eastern Division championships and 4 AFC titles. Many observers feel that 1990 was Smith's finest season, the year that he recorded 19 quarterback sacks. That year he recorded 19 quarterback sacks, and his dominant play frequently changed the complexion of the game. Against the New York Jets in Week 3, he recorded 6 tackles, 2 sacks, a defense that pass, and forced 2 fumbles. In Week 14 against the Indianapolis Colts, he sacked quarterback Jeff George 4 times in the first 20 minutes of the game. And in Super Bowl 25, he came up with one of the biggest plays of the game when he sacked New York Giants quarterback Jeff Hostetler in the end zone for a safety, giving the Bills a 12-3 lead. The NFL's all-time career sack leader with 200. Smith's 13 seasons with 10 or more sacks is also and dedicated to staying in top physical condition. Smith was named to both the NFL's All-Decades team of the 1980s and the 1990s. So there you have it, Bruce Smith. Our third of the 6 for the class of 2009. Now on to Derek Thomas. Let me get a sip of water for this last round of 3 players here. Where are we at? Oh, we're at 12 thumbs up. 8 more to go. 8 more thumbs up. If we want to open up that Topps 2023 Series 1 hobby box, 20 thumbs up is what we're shooting for. All right. So Derek Thomas, our 4th of 6 Hall of Famers for the class of 2009. 169 career games played, 11 seasons in the NFL, 4 fumble recoveries for touchdowns, 9 Pro Bowls, and 126.5 sacks. He's quoted as saying, "To me, a sack could be described as a play with a plot. You have ups and downs, and then all of a sudden, it's drawing to the conclusion. Everybody is in suspense. It's building, and boom, you have a hero." Kansas City Chiefs selected linebacker Derek Thomas as the 4th player overall in the 1989 National Football League draft, a consensus All-America and Dick Butkus Award winner at Alabama. Thomas excelled as a pass rusher who set the school's record for sacks. His pass rushing specialty continued on the professional level as he amassed 10 sacks as a rookie for the Chiefs in 1989. He also added 75 tackles that season to earn Defensive Rookie of the Year. Following the season, Thomas was named to the first of 9 straight Pro Bowls. The 6'3", 243-pound linebacker showcased his talent in a big way during his 2nd NFL season. He recorded a league-leading and team record 20 sacks that included an NFL record 7 sacks in a game versus the Seattle Seahawks. On November 11th, 1990, he also recorded a team-high 6 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, 6 tackles, 5 pass deflections, and 35 quarterback pressures. His season-long performance earned an All-Pro recognition for the first time, an honor he would receive 2 other times during his career. His extraordinary pass rushing skills continued through his 11-season career that was tragically cut short by his death following an automobile accident shortly after the 1999 NFL regular season. No player amassed more sacks during the decade of the 1990s than the 116.5 sacks by Thomas. He finished his career with 126.5 sacks, which was 4th highest total by a linebacker in NFL history. Thomas had 10 or more sacks in a season 7 times and recorded multi-game sacks 27 times during his 169-game career. In addition to his career sack total, Thomas also forced 45 fumbles and 19 fumble recoveries, scored a touchdown, and Thomas was a member of the NFL's All-Decade Team of the 1990s and was named First Team All-AFC 7 times during an 8-year stretch from 1989 through 1996. His contribution to the Chiefs franchise was nearly immeasurable. Prior to his arrival in Kansas City, the team had made just 1 playoff appearance since 1971. So good to hear, my friend. And in the 11 years that Thomas anchored the defense, the Chiefs finished first or second in the AFC West 10 times, made 7 playoff appearances, and won 3 division titles. So there you have it. Derek Thomas, our 4th of 6 Hall of Famers for 2009. Next we have Ralph Wilson Jr. in the class of 2009. Was a contributor. Ralph Wilson Jr., class of 2009, 4 consecutive Super Bowl appearances and 103 regular season wins during the 1990s. He's quoted as saying, "It shouldn't take much calculating to decide whether to pay $5 or $50,000 for a seat at a football game. I had just such a choice a few years back, and contrary to what you might expect of a sane man, I chose the higher price seat. It wasn't that I was interested in the view, but the $50,000 entitled me to any seat in the house. I had finally become what I had long wanted to be, the sole owner of a pro football team." Right? Ralph Wilson Jr. was the man responsible for introducing pro football to Western New York, when, as one of the original owners of the American Football League, he formed the Buffalo Bills in 1959. As an undeniable leader of the Bills, Wilson played a major role among the National Football League franchise owners as the voice of reason for his ability to tackle some of NFL's toughest issues. During his tenure as owner of the Bills, Wilson watched 2 of his teams capture the AFL championship in 1964 and 1965, and AFC titles in 1990, 91, 92, and 93, on the way to an unprecedented 4 consecutive appearances in Super Bowls 25, 25, 26, 27, and 28. The team also won AFL AFC Eastern Division titles in 1966, 80, 88, 89, and 95. The Bills' 103 regular season wins in the 1990s were second best, behind only the San Francisco Giants. What do we got here? Good job, Donald. Hey, Vipster Center Hill just picked up another week's worth of infusions. Feeling better. So good to hear, my friend. Ralph Wilson was my insurance agent. He was your insurance agent. Interesting. Sure it's the same Ralph Wilson? Well, that's kind of interesting. I'll have to see if he mentioned anything here about him being an insurance agent. During his tenure as owner of the Bills, Wilson watched two of his teams capture the AFL. Always a football fan, Wilson first entered the pro football world when he purchased a minor share of the Detroit Lions. He later joined Lamar Hunt and six other AFL originals who collectively became known as the Foolish Club. In the beginning, members of the NFL and the sports media regarded the AFL with considerable skepticism. Even though the early years of the AFL were, at best, a struggle, and Wilson was losing money, he never once thought of throwing in the towel or selling the team, determined to see the league succeed. Wilson even invested in another AFL team to prevent it from financial collapse. The Foolish Club did succeed in following initial talks in January 1965 between Wilson and the late Carl Rosenblum, then owner of the NFL's Baltimore Colts. A full merger planned between the two leagues was developed and implemented. A former president of the AFL, Wilson served on the expansion committee of that league and the AFL-NFL negotiations committee. He was also prominent in the negotiations, which resulted in 1977 agreement between the NFL Management Council and the NFL Players Association. Once described as the conscience of the NFL, Wilson also served as the chairman of the NFL Pension Committee and Labor Committee and on the board of NFL Charities, the Super Bowl Site Selection Committee, and the NFL's Expanse Committee. So there you have it. Ralph Wilson Jr., our fifth of six Hall of Famers for the class of 2009. And lastly we have is Rod Woodson. Rod Woodson is a defensive back a cornerback, and a safety, I believe. Rod Woodson, class of 2009, 71 career interceptions, 11 Pro Bowls, 1,483 return yards, and 17 years in the NFL. And he's quoted as saying, "Hey, Zach, Center Hill Cards, how are you doing today, Zach?" All right, let me refresh the chat real quick while I get into this last biography here. So he's quoted as saying, "Why set a mediocre goal? And if you reach it, you're nowhere. Some people say only set a realistic goal. But how do you know what's realistic and what's not until you try to attain it? You'll never know if you can't dream and hope. I don't know why you're here." Rod Woodson did it all during his college career at Purdue. He played running back and wide receiver on offense, Played cornerback and safety on defense. It wasn't, however, until Noel's successor, Bill Cowher, took over that Woodson really blossomed. In 1992, he was the second on the team with 100 tackles and collected 6 sacks. The next season, he had 8 interceptions, 28 passes defensed, forced 2 fumbles, 2 quarterback sacks, blocked a field goal attempt, and recorded a team-high 79 solo tackles. For his effort, he was named NFL Defensive Player of the Year. In his 17 seasons, 1987 through 1996, Pittsburgh Steelers, 1997, San Francisco, '49ers. In 1998 to 2001, Baltimore Ravens. 2001 to 2003, Oakland Raiders. Woodson recorded 71 interceptions, 1,483 interception return yards, 2,362 punt return yards, and 17 touchdowns. The Fort Wayne, Indiana native also reached the end zone on an NFL record 12 interception returns, 1 fumble return, 2 punt returns, and 2 kickoff returns. His interception return yards are also an NFL record, and his 71 interceptions rank 3rd all time. Woodson, a member of the 1990s All-Decade Team, was named to the Pro Bowl 11 times, a record for defensive back, and in 1994 was one of only 5 active players to be named to the NFL's 75th anniversary team. The others were Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, Reggie White, and Ronnie Lott. So hopefully you all enjoyed our Hall of Famers for Are You Ready for Some Football? Pro Football Hall of Fame 2008 and 9. Again, that's last week's and this week's Hall of Fame inductions. So that concludes our run for this week. Give you a heads up real quick on next week's 7 Hall of Famers for 2010. Oops, hold on. 2010. We have 7 next week. And that will be Russ Grimm, Ricky Jackson, Dick LeBeau, Floyd Little, John Randall, Jerry Rice, and Emmitt Smith. So that'll be fun. Next week. Okay. Where did you go? There we go. Okay. Do a refresh on the chat here real quick. We'll get into our trivia for our next entries for the end of month giveaway. I pulled a Charles Woodson Prism football checkerboard from a gravity fed pack from Cracker Barrel. Oh, that's pretty cool. From a Cracker Barrel. Wow, I can't wait to go back east and eat in a Cracker Barrel. Well, we can go to Montana, but that's a little drive from here. Or we can go down to Oregon, but we don't have a Cracker Barrel in Washington State yet. I still think they need to try and put a Cracker Barrel in here somewhere, but I know why they're not here. Most people can probably figure that out. But without further ado, we're going to do our baseball trivia, and it is baseball oddities. So first, Wednesday, March 22nd, 2023. says here on my little reminders here, Ramadan begins at sundown in case you're a Muslim. All right, but baseball birthdays for today are George Crowe, Billy Goodman, Dick Ellsworth, and Ramon Martinez. All right, so for our baseball oddity. All right, how did Hank Aaron lose one home run? Yeah, that too. Not a lot of hillbillies here in Washington State, that's for sure. How did Hank Aaron lose one home run in his career? Was it A homer was mistakenly ruled foul? B, a fan interference was called once? C, he was called out because of a batter's box infraction? Or was it D, Aaron was out for passing Joe Torre on the bases? All right, so this one will be worth one entry if you get it right. Guru and Wahoo said E. There's only A, B, C, and D. Bernie H., you got it right. With, oh no, I'm sorry. Center Hill Cards got it right. With C. He was called out because of a batter's box infraction. Center Hill is first on my chat. So you get a +1 there, Center Hill, for our trivia for today. So let me set that aside. All right, let me read the reason here on the back. It says the answer is C. He hit the ball onto the roof at Sportsman's Park in St. Louis off Kurt Simmons on August 18, 1965. Okay. The plate ump, Chris Plakaduklis, called Aaron out when the catcher Bob Uecker pointed out that Aaron's back foot was beyond the batter's box. The rule states that the batter must remain in the box until the pitcher delivers the ball. That's how Aaron recalled it in his biography, I Had a Hammer. But his memory was inaccurate. Tim MacArthur caught that day. So he said it was Bob Uecker was the pitcher, but it wasn't. It was Tim MacArthur. But it was C. And C on my screen was Center Hill Cards. So congratulations there, Center Hill Cards, for getting our trivia question today. Tomorrow will be an all-star game. You can probably see that there. All right, for Thursday, March 23rd. Let me put that out of the way. And we're going to roll right into our content of opening up a box of cards to start with. We're at 12 thumbs up, 12 thummies up. Thummies up, thummies up, thummies up for me. I flew to Bozeman and traveled across Montana a few years ago. That is cool. All right. In Billings, Montana. Yeah, I think we ate when we went last year to Yellowstone National Park. We went and ate in a Cracker Barrel in Idaho, in the panhandle of Idaho. That was pretty fun. Me and my wife enjoyed that. She's not a big Cracker Barrel fan, but she knows I am. I like that southern cut kind of cooking they put in there, you know? All right. So we're going to get into this box again. Thank you, Card Deal, for this giveaway. I don't think, was Card Deal in here? I don't think so. But I will make sure and try and put a link in the title of this video for the opening of his box here. Link Card Deal. Let me make a note here. make a link for your card deal in the chat and the video, so you can link to his channel if you want to check him out. Okay, so let's put this aside here and let's get into this blaster box. We'll get into this blaster box. I gotta be live here so I can see what I'm doing. Put a craving on you, huh? Made you hungry for Cracker Barrel, huh? Alright, 12 thumbs up. 12 thumbs up. We're going to make it? I don't know. I don't know. Boom Slang's in the house. How you doing there, Boom Slang? Thanks for popping into the stream here. Appreciate everybody that's here. Let's get into this top heritage box here. Can't remember. Are these the ones that have a box topper on them? No. But we can find the Venezuelan stamps, that's for sure. We can find the Venezuelan stamps. There's the star of last night's Japanese finale there, Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani. Yep. Okay, we're going to save this box. It's empty. We've got our 7 packs plus 1 extra pack. Why didn't they just say 8 packs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 packs. We'll put the 8 packs over here so you can see them. And we'll open them one by one, see if we can find some heat out of this blaster box. I'm fine, but last week my sister was shot and killed by her son-in-law, so things in the family are not so well. Oh my word, Boom Slang. We'll be in prayer for your family for sure. My sister was shot and killed by her son-in-law. Oh my word. Nikki, I am so sorry about that. That is crazy. Oh my word. I'm sorry. I gotta take a brief pause and pray for Mickey and his family. Okay? So let's take a moment of silence here and let's pray for Mickey and his family. Lord Father, we just thank you for all you do in our lives, Lord, but sometimes things cross our path that we don't know why people do certain things like that. But we ask you, Lord, to be with Mickey and his family, and we ask you to just be with his brother-in-law that was killed by their son-in-law. Things that people do these days. Sometimes you don't know the meanings, but we know that you're in control of everything, Lord, and you'll just watch over, guide, and direct in everything that takes place in that situation. Allow there to be something positive to come out from it. I know it's hard to think in that line, but I pray that she was maybe saved, knew you as her personal savior, and one day the family will be reunited with her in heaven. We ask you to just watch over, guide, and direct us today. Be with their family as they grieve, mourn the loss of their loved one. For it's in your name we pray and give thee thanks, Lord. Amen. I am sorry about that, Mickey. That was not the best news today to hear about. But last week, wow. Pray for Mickey and his family. Thanks for sharing that there, Mickey. Do appreciate that. Alright, let's go through these here and see what we can find here. It looks like we got a backwards card. We'll see what that is when we get to it. Alex Dickerson with the San Francisco Giants. Okay, I think there's high numbers in here, but I believe I've got the lower. Can't remember. I'll have to look. I'll just verify everything with my checklist. David Fletcher with the Angels. Jake Cronenworth with the Padres. Shout out to Kevin's Models and More. Angels is Diamond Princess. And the San Francisco Giants is Cards in My Car with R. Posada. There we go. We got a Logan Gilbert here with the Seattle Mariners. Put that down here for now. We got Nathan Eovaldi with the Boston Red Sox. Andrew Benintendi with the Kansas City Royals. Oh, we got a high number of 416. It's backwards here. That's a Nolan Arenado with the St. Louis Cardinals. I think they put the high numbers backwards. And then Framber Valdez with the Houston Astros, and Nick Ahmed with the Arizona Diamondbacks for Kevin's Models and More. Nothing anyone can do. I'm so far away. Prayers to you and your family. Oh boy. Anthony Alford with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Shout out to Bernie H. Colton Wong with the Milwaukee Brewers. Charlie Blackmon with the Colorado Rockies. Wow, not many rookies yet, huh? DJ Stewart with the Baltimore Orioles. Ahmed Rosario with the Cleveland Guardians. Evan Longoria with the San Francisco Giants. Shout out to Cards in My Car with R. Posada. We've got a New Age Performer, Brian Dela Cruz. Got a Randall Grichuk with the Toronto Blue Jays. Shout out to Jays Mix. And Ty France with the Seattle Mariners. Okay, moving on to pack number 6. We got Tyler O'Neill with the St. Louis Cardinals. We got Dylan Carlson here with a Gold Cup card. Put that just to the right of where the rookie cards would go. Dylan Carlson with the St. Louis Cardinals. Jake Fraley with the Seattle Mariners. That's 3 Mariner sightings there. Tim Anderson. I just sold a Tim Anderson card for the Chicago White Sox. Shout out to Chuck. Jerickson Profar with the San Diego Padres. Shout out to Kevin. Boom. Mark Melancon with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Shout out to Kevin. My word, no rookies yet. Ryan Zimmerman with the Washington Nationals. John Means with the Baltimore Orioles. And Brett Phillips with the Tampa Bay Rays. I cannot believe we haven't had any rookies yet. That is weird. Usually you get something in the rookie side. Oh my word. No rookies whatsoever. Just a Gold Cup card for Dylan Carlson. Alright, this is pack number 4, halfway through the box. We're up to 13 thumbs up. If we can get at least 2 more thumbs up, we'll open up another box that I've got sitting in the front here. You can probably see the very edge of part of it. You can probably figure out what it might be. But we gotta have at least 15. 15 thumbs up to open that box, and 20 thumbs up Oh, I think we got another high number. Yep, looks like another high number. Lucas Giolito with the Chicago White Sox. Shout out to Chuck. Gio Urshela with the New York Yankees. Shout out to Bernie H's son, who's a Yankee fan. Robbie Ray with the Seattle Mariners. Michael Conforto with the New York Mets. Jason Hayward with the Chicago Cubs. Luis Torrens with the Seattle Mariners. We got Freddie Freeman, high number card, for the Atlanta Braves. Shout out to Left Behind Times with the Atlanta Brave, high number 416 and 429. Seth Brown with the Oakland Athletics. Shout out to Gourmet Breaks. And Jose Abreu with the Chicago White Sox. Shout out to Chuck. Still no. Oh, halfway through the blaster box and not one rookie yet. Yeah, prayers that the justice system works tomorrow. What's that, Dragon Fan? It should say underneath the number. Oh yeah, I know that they'll usually put in here if it's a variation or a short print or advanced stat. Yeah, it doesn't say high number on there for those. But yeah, if you did get any variations, they would be listed here on the back of the around the baseball edge. I don't see. This is the first half of the box. I don't see any type of variation. Sometimes it might be a color swap in here or something along that line. Drinking and had a gun and started an argument, and she tried to de-escalate the situation. Wow. Alright, let's go into pack number 5. This is a Shohei Ohtani pack. Shohei Ohtani's on the cover here. Oh, I think we got an insert in the back here. Towards the back. Nick Madrigal with the Chicago Cubs. Dalton Varsho with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Shout out to Kevin. Bobby Bradley with the Cleveland Guardians. Shout out to Robert Hain. Lance Lynn, Chicago White Sox. Shout out to Chuck. Emmanuel Clace. There we go. Cleveland Guardians. Shout out to Robert Hannigan. Second Gold Cup card. Then we got a Mike Trout, outfielder for the Angels. We got a flashback. Dave Winfield makes his MLB debut back in 1973. Can't remember if I've got that one for sure. Cal Quantrill with the Cleveland Guardians. Again, shout out to Robert Hain. And Ramiel Tapia with the Colorado Rockies. Love lots of White Sox cards. Alright. So let's see here. Move into pack number 6 here. See what we got. Kevin Biggio with the Toronto Blue Jays. Shout out to Jays Mix. Kyle Hendricks with the Chicago Cubs. Oh my word, we got a rookie card. Luis Frias with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Shout out to Kevin. First rookie so far. Gary Sanchez with the New York Yankees. Shout out to Bernie H's son. Milwaukee Brewers, Rowdy Tellez. TJ Friedel, rookie card. Second rookie card for somebody that PC's the Cincinnati Reds. TJ Friedel, rookie card. Edwin Diaz. Oh boy. He's out for the season this year. He tore a tendon in his pitching arm. That's got to be rough, that's for sure. Oh wow, I am up to 131 unique Mike Trouts now. Oh, that is neat. In other words, you have 131 different Mike Trout cards. I have about 50 CHC. There we go. Alright, so Edwin Diaz with the New York Mets. Yep, he, during the World Baseball Classic, when he's with the Dominican Republic, he tore a ligament in his pitching arm, and they say he's out for the year this year. That's got to be rough. I wonder how that affects his new contract he just signed. Luis Arias with the Minnesota Twins. And Marcus Semien with the Texas Rangers. Okay. Pack number 7 out of 8. Let's see how we can do in this one here. What do we got? 14. We're almost there. Almost there. Gotta get, before I finish this last pack here, we gotta get up to 15 thumbs up to open the next box. Alex Reyes with the St. Louis Cardinals. Hans Kraus with the Philadelphia Phillies. Shout out to Dearman. Then we've got 2021 rookie pitchers. Zach Lowther, Spencer Watkins, and Mike Baumann with the Baltimore Orioles. Yandy Diaz with the Tampa Bay Rays. Shout out to MP and MC Fox. Josh Harrison with the Oakland A's. Gourmet Breaks. Liam Hendricks with the Chicago White Sox. Josh Van Meter, high number 496. Cole Irvin with the Oakland Athletics, and Joe Ryan with the Minnesota Twins rookie card. Now we're up to 4 rookies. Pretty cool. Pack number 8. I'd have to go with my Bowman Top 100 Trout rookie or my quad patch. Trout, Ohtani, and 2 others. I don't remember who though. There we go. Alright, last pack magic. See if we can get a hit out of here. Gotta hurry up and get that last thumbs up in the chat. Phil Gosselin with the California Angels. Miguel Cabrera, there's Miggy, future Hall of Famer with the Detroit Tigers. Matt Chapman with the Oakland Athletics. Shout out to Gourmet Breaks. Tucker Barnhart with the Detroit Tigers. Xander Bogaerts with the Boston Red Sox. Josh Lowe with the Tampa Bay Rays. Rookie card. And we got a new age performer, our second one. Juan Soto. Well, that way, Brian De La Cruz was a rookie there. That's another rookie hiding in there in a subset. And a chase card. Matt Olson with the Oakland A's. Frank's Card Corner's in the house. How you doing there, Frank? Matt Olson with the Oakland A's. Shout out to Gourmet Breaks. And last but not least, I'm a bit sore at them for taking Abreu from my socks. Max Muncy with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Okay, I don't believe we had any of these that were short prints or variations. The colors, you don't usually catch those unless you're looking for the color variations, because they're not always the same on all the cards. But if you get a duplicate card, you can tell them when one's the color. But it says on the around the baseball here. So we'll look real quick, see if we have any short prints, or if we, I don't think we missed any high numbers. lost my closer for the year. I know, Frank. The Mets is down. The Edwin Diaz tore his ligament and is out for the year. Let me finish this off real quick here. All right, nobody in here. Yeah, there you go. I was just telling the chat about that because I learned about. I was watching a lot of the World Baseball Classic. I like when they have that, and I'm waiting for my Topps products I ordered from their website for the World Baseball Classic. It was an epic one this year, I think. Japan went undefeated. We lost 2 games. 1 game early on in the competition, and then we lost last night because Japan won. So Japan went undefeated in the series. That's for sure. Right. Let me refresh the chat here. We're going to get ready to sign off for today. Go ahead and get ready to wrap things up. 2 hours into the stream here. Appreciate you all being here. We're going to do our 2-minute warning for the end. See who's here. It says present. Hold on a second, sweetie. Okay, I'm gonna start the 2-minute end of stream entries, and we'll see who says they're here in a minute here. Let me see what my wife needs.
Do you have a new Facebook account?
No. Somebody put a fake one on there.
And I know who's this? Also under 2.
Yeah, no, I saw that. Just yeah.
So I'm gonna
You
say.
don't make friends. Just tell her it's not us. Yeah, they asked me on my channel. Some of the ones that know us on Facebook. I said no, it's a fake one. Okay. Oh, that's fine. One of their friends were thinking that we put a new Facebook account up there. Hello, Cynthia. Thanks there, Chuck. Appreciate that. I'll tell her you said hi to her. I think I'm here. Okay. So let me get these all written down for the ones that are here right now. So let's see. What time did I start the 2-minute warning here? The 2-minute warning started at 4 o'clock. So 4:01, 4:02, 4:03 will end the entries there. Copy. Oh, what the heck? Why does it do this? No. Jeez. I hate this. I hate my PC sometimes. There we go. So at 4:03, the entry phase will be done, and I'll